The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitchiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the original HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd.
Yeah, girl.
Ooh, and all the way over here is my special friend.
Mm-hmm. Very special.
Matthew Martin Babine. And in the middle is one of my ride or die homies. We are sisters from another mister.
For sure.
Kristen motherfucking Tellier.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Wow, you're going to lend me your name today?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Motherfucker is a free enterprise. Motherfucker is a free enterprise.
Oh, my gosh.
I am so excited for today's podcast because...
I'm excited.
How long have we known each other?
We've known each other since 2015, but we've really...
Wait a minute, 2015?
Yeah, that's when where I worked opened, and you and Matthew started coming in all the time.
Wow, because we just have
Great
alcohol
experience.
problems.
It's fine. I have this relationship with many people just because obviously it's part, my profession. So they're like, I'll show up at a party and people be like, who's this girl? Is she like a cousin? And I'm like, nope, I'm the bartender.
The pharmacist.
I'm the bartender that your person frequents a lot. This is where now I'm part of your family. Can't get rid of me, kind of like Matt.
Yeah, it's like a mosquito. It just buzzes and buzzes and buzzes.
I'm here for the long haul.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
I feel like I should be getting some major cred today because I did bring Big Bernard to life.
Oh, you did?
The hashtag.
She hashtagged. She
Not
was the
actual
hashtagger. No, please.
I don't know if we should make that a thing.
If you're bringing Big Bernard to life, then my job is done. You can take that over anytime you'd like.
I have my own man. I'm all set. I don't need more than one.
I got a man.
You got a what?
Oh my God. So Kristen and I guess, unbeknownst to me, have known each other for far longer than I even realized.
Yes. But over the last couple of years,
yes,
our bond has.
So I gotta tell you my side of the story, and then Kristen can tell her side of the story. So long story short, Matt and I were frequenting an establishment that Kristen was bartending at.
Yes.
And I'm so weird about people. Like if I feel someone's energy, like instantly, I'm like, that's one of my people. Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are, where you work, where you live. I just feel the soul connection. So she was serving us one night, probably over serving us, but
some Tito's.
Neither here nor there.
So that hasn't changed.
Never.
Matthew was with his Tito's,
Yep.
and you were drinking Tito Mules at the time.
Oh God,
that's what I used to make for you all the time.
That's so weird.
I love that copper.
Yes,
I like the mug.
Oh, the mug.
Yeah, but now I'm just a straight up tequila drinker, and I just give no fucks.
So we get along so well.
So Kristen was serving us, and I was like, oh, I really like her, and I just looked at her, and what was the first thing I said? Do you remember?
Not the first thing. No, I just feel like you guys came in all the time. You made me laugh. I could always be myself.
I'm a funny broad.
I would tell you dick jokes. I use the word fuck as an adjective, noun, adverb, verb, whatever. We should probably keep track of how many times we say that.
We can have a drinking game today. Every time people say fuck, drink.
Yeah. No. If you're driving.
If you're driving, drink extra.
Don't drink at all if you're driving.
Yeah, probably not a good idea.
And...
so I feel like that relationship was pretty normal, but I could be myself.
Yes.
But then I started going through some crazy shit, and it's hard when you're in front of people all the time. So I'm in the customer service industry, obviously. So I'm on a stage constantly.
Yes.
I'm being judged, physically, and obviously when I'm talking, having conversations with people, it's hard. And I was going through some crazy shit, and I had to turn that off. And that didn't feel very good to me.
Right, because people say, leave your problems at the door.
Yeah, and I get that to a certain point, but life happens, and I had a lot of things going on, and you came in one day, and we were still cracking jokes. I was still telling you to fuck off probably as you ordered another drink or whatever. But you knew something was going on, and you were kind of
hinting around?
Was
I beating around the bush?
No, you were just you were really nice. You were like, here's my number. I want you to call me and you can maybe come check out my gym sometime. Like we could talk more. And I was like, okay. At the time I was
like, is she trying to get in my pants?
Yeah, I was like, girl, does it look like I'm going to the gym right now? I'm about to deep throat a burrito when I get out of here. I'm not coming to your gym, of course, obviously. So I kind of felt,
weeks went by.
Yeah, I kind of felt a little transparent, and I was like, wow, I wonder if everyone knows that there's something wrong with me because you were like right out the bat, like, what the fuck is going on with you?
I just have a gift.
Here's my number. And at the time, my husband's dad was really sick.
Yes.
And he was unfortunately dying and has obviously since passed. And so I was going through that, and you were like, when you're ready, this is my number, and you can call me. So he passed away in 2017. Brian and I made the decision to fly down to Atlanta, Georgia, where my best friend lives. She was getting married. At the time, I felt super depleted.
You were in her wedding.
So she didn't really have like a wedding party, but it was very small.
Yes.
And
so I saw pictures.
Yes. Oh, the picture is actually what propelled this whole fucking relationship to a next level.
It's just such a coinky dink.
Yeah. And we were down there and it was fucking so hot. It was the hottest humid weather. I was so fat. I could not walk. I had so much chub rub going on.
Forest fire.
I was miserable. And Brian and I were just hanging out, drinking, eating, just doing all this stuff because we had just gone through so much. And that was your outlet. At the time, that was my outlet because I wasn't like a huge drinker, but I was.
Yeah. And you don't
away
smoke
for
crack.
The week. No, I don't have any crazy vices. Although Brian
would love that.
Love that.
You don't gamble all your money away every week.
Correct. But you just had people say that sometimes there's a low point, and when you get to that low point, you have this epiphany. And I was just waiting in the pool, like Shamu, Free Willy style. God, and I was like, when I get back from Atlanta, Brian, I'm just letting you know, I'm gonna give this girl a call. She gave me her number. She owns a gym. I'm going to sign myself up because how I feel right now is not okay. Mm-hmm. And I did put that on a back burner for so long to be able to tend to the family issues and to, deal with a part of life that unfortunately we all have to deal with.
And work and have kids.
Correct.
And do everything else.
But it wasn't in a healthy way. And I was, going down a road that, perhaps someone shouldn't go down because health-wise, I do want to be around for my kids and Absolutely. I do want to be healthy and I do want to have all these things. And you can't do that when you're eating fucking 4 pizzas in one sitting, and
I know nothing of that.
Peanut butter and fluff sandwiches.
Oh, so good!
I mean, come on now,
good
so
stuff.
Good.
Yeah. So, and then there was the picture. So my friend got married. The wedding was beautiful. She was gorgeous, and hypothetically, you're supposed to, get married when you get out of college and do all this stuff. But she has always put her career first, and she has her PhD and did all these things. So she, quote unquote, got married later in life.
Yes.
So I literally have been waiting for my best friend to get married forever. So you're like, oh my God, I have to have this picture.
Totally.
Well, this picture came out, and I was mortified.
Happens.
Because not only was I seeing physically this girl that was clearly overweight and obviously not healthy, but my face in this picture actually physically broke my heart. I know of this picture,
and you look,
and I still have it.
You can see your unhappiness.
And I'm thinking to myself, I am the funny girl.
Totally.
I am the ball buster of my friend group. If I'm in a situation, I'm always popping jokes, making
Absolutely.
people laugh. And if I can actually see this in this actual picture on my best friend's one of the biggest days of her life, what are people actually seeing that I don't think that they're seeing?
Right.
What am I hiding? What am I not being vulnerable about? Why am I not being vulnerable
Absolutely.
about it? Why am I doing this? So that was kind of my epiphany moment and my big moment.
Yeah.
And when I came home, I called you and I was like, I'm ready. And you were like, cool, girl, come on down. This is where my classes are. Come on down.
And it was funny because I remember you just wanted to kind of just have her come down and hang because she was
I just loved her.
Such a hot shit. And we only saw the beauty and how lovable you were and what a great person.
And for me, it was, I need to work out. I said to Brian, I need to work out. I need to lose this weight. Why am I kept saying I'll lose this baby weight. Well, unbeknownst to everybody, the baby was 6. So what a kind of fucking excuse that was. But
Terry Boyd's still saying she wants to lose the baby weight from me, and I'm 38.
But what was I actually holding on to?
Right.
But in my mind, it was, I have to work out. Oh my God, she's going to work out. She's trained pageant girl. She is beautiful. This is someone who can change my life. We get along together. So I went for the workout, and that was a nice little ploy of yours.
Because I always have my ways to get them in.
Because I walked into that gym that first day, and I walked upstairs, and Matt was downstairs teaching all the karate kids. And I was like, this is adorable to have this down here. And you walk up and, Katie Boyd's Misfit Club, if you've never been there, try to get your ass there because the energy and the space is just so amazing. And as soon as I got upstairs and you opened the door for yoga, which I was already shitting my pants about because I was like, okay, I'm 275 pounds. I'm never going to fucking I'm going to downward face plant through the fucking floor and into Matt's arms, probably.
Please.
But you opened the door and I burst into tears.
This is a true story, by the way.
Literally, in front of everybody, I was so afraid of not being able to do this physical pose for this class. And when you opened the door, I just started bawling my fucking eyes out. And I was like,
wow.
That wasn't the first time that's happened to me before.
What's actually going on here?
Yeah.
So that was when things started to expand. And I realized that all these fad diets that I did growing up and all these things that I thought I had to do to be physically healthy had nothing to do with actually being healthy at all.
Because it's all an inside job.
Yeah, it was more inner work. And I preach that now. Forget about it. It's nothing. I don't, talk about going to the gym and working out for 3 hours a day.
No.
If I can get to the gym 3 times a week, that's a great accomplishment for me. And as long as I can work on my other stuff that we talk about in the Ambitchious movement with meditation and mindfulness, and gratitude and all this stuff, then that's actually where I feel like I'm actually the healthiest.
So how much weight have you actually lost since the day that you broke down in my bosom?
So, yeah. So, obviously when people see me, the physical change is the first thing that you see because you're looking at me with your eyes. So I've lost over 110 pounds in 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So it's a great accomplishment for me.
Definitely.
Obviously physically.
But you're not even the same human.
No. My body obviously thanks me every day when I'm getting up and my knees don't hurt when I'm still bartending. So I'm still doing all these hours and, it doesn't hurt as bad. So that's great. But I have changed so much as a person and on the inside and as a friend and as a wife and as a mom. Because
what were you doing before the Ambitchious movement and you coming to the gym?
It was a hard time for me because, like I said, we were dealing with stuff in our family. Right. But I was always the person to always put myself on the back burner. And I did that for a really long time in my life, even as like a child. But there's more things I could see in my life in my early 20s and my late 20s, the relationship that I was in then. I was always putting myself on the back burner, not doing the things I wanted to because I thought that I was supposed to do this for that person. Yes. And I was supposed to act this way for my parents. And I was supposed to be available 24/7 for my friends that needed me. And, when I got married, I was supposed to be a good wife and the house was supposed to be clean and my kids were supposed to be in 8 sports. And
stories we tell ourselves. Huh?
It's this really hard cycle to get yourself out of. And I still, obviously, I use tools now that I didn't have back then, but I was in a really low place because I felt like I was a failure. And I felt like I was a failure, not to myself initially. I felt like I was a failure to Brian, my husband, and I felt like I was a failure to the girls because I had nothing left to do for and it was for them. I could barely get off the couch at that point in my life to make dinner. And my kids would go to school and unbeknownst to anybody that really knew me, the funny fucking girl that, dropped the F-bombs and made people laugh, I actually would stay on the couch the entire school day. Wow. And I would sleep and I would watch TV and I would scroll on my phone and I just felt so depleted and so fake. Because I could get up and go to work and put this mask on that people thought that this girl is amazing and she's hilarious and she needs to be everywhere we are because she brings a life to the party and our group of friends and not maybe a small select few knew, but I had some really hard depression and anxiety and some really hard inner turmoil going on with myself that I was like, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at being a mom. I'm not good at being a wife. And why am I not like these people, these other moms and wives in my town? Why am I not
thinking that they had it all figured out and they must be happy?
They don't know shit.
Yeah, they don't. I tried to pretend that I was.
Oh, absolutely.
I was the mom in the pickup line that I would wave my hair out and put my lip gloss on, and I had no fucking pants on in the car pickup line.
Naked?
No. I
had no pants on. I was
Bernard.
Jesus.
Oh my word,
Kristen! I never knew this about you.
I would be
Louise. Hashtag me too, Matt.
I would be like, I'm gonna go
She
drop.
said she had no pants on.
No, I mean I had
That is what you call a follow-up question.
God, you're an amazing interviewer. You're like Barbara fucking Walters.
Wow, I am so surprised that a man actually thought that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being a ball buster. No, but I'm not joking, you guys. I would fucking roll up in the school drop-off line and be like, okay, well, everyone else is dropping their kids off, so I must have to drop my kids off too, even though our parents... My hair would still be wet, and they'd be fucking pushing me out the door like, the bus is coming down the road. I'm not driving your ass to school.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, it's okay, honey. I'll drive you to school.
You really was want to
clearly I don't do that anymore, but I would be like, okay, I got to fix my hair. Fuck, I got to put a bra on.
Hate that.
And then I'd roll up and I'd be like, well, no one can see me down here, so they don't know my pajamas or shorts are still on. I have my slippers.
My pajamas are on.
Oh, Matt.
Yep. Because I did have to walk to the car. So
she had her garter belts on and her lacy lingerie.
No, but there was like this fucking facade because I would see these moms and I would be like, it's literally 7:45 in the morning.
You're full hair and makeup.
How are you just even? I didn't even look like that on my wedding. Dude. So what the actual fuck am I doing wrong?
But it's all the facade.
It's this crazy. I use the word stereotype because it's what comes to my mind. But like you fall into this role. And you feel like you have to live up to society's expectations and all of what people expect of you. So I would just bust my balls 24/7. And I would just be like, I am so tired. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. I can't even fucking whip up dinner.
Yep.
Someone order a pizza because I got nothing.
And then it goes the cycle.
And then you do it again the next day. And you do it because you feel like you have to. So the kids need to be taken care of. I need to do this for my husband. I need to make sure I show up to this family reunion this weekend. Because
they'll talk shit about you if you don't.
Yeah, I felt like I had to live up to that. I need to work all these hours because I need
and make all this money.
Yes, but like I was doing it, and I was still on that couch, unbeknownst to everybody else, in this like hole of what the fuck am I actually doing this for? I'm a miserable bitch.
And just so you know, there's so many women out there that are listening right now, and men that feel the exact same way. So how did you get yourself out of that?
So I mean,
what was like the big boom?
So Brian's dad passing away was something really big in my life because at the time I had a really shitty relationship with my own father. And when I met Brian's dad, there was some kind of connection that him and I had that he very vocally during our time together told me that was special to him. And he had a really great relationship with my kids. And
so he brought that father energy that maybe you didn't have from your
he brought some energy, something to me that I hadn't had in a long time. But I felt like even though I only knew him for 10, short years, like I felt like I knew him forever.
Because you probably have, many lifetimes.
I was just like, wow, what is happening? So that changed me for a lot, changed me a lot because it was also the death, like the first big death that my kids had to deal with. And then I had to turn around and say, okay, well, in this point in my life, I actually don't believe in X, Y, and Z. So how am I going to explain this to a 6-year-old? Where did Papa go? Where did, why is Daddy crying? And in a way that would be acceptable. And then in my mind, I'm like, why am I even thinking about it that way?
Yes.
Like, why am I not teaching my kids to be grateful for what they do have and who they do have now before life teaches them you lost that person or you lost that thing, so now
they're gone
you should
forever.
And now you should be experiencing this.
Right.
Why is it that mindset? Because that's fucked up.
It's totally fucked up.
It's so fucked up. And somewhere along in my life and your life and everyone's life, they were taught that. So then this like snowballs. And here I am now, at the time, 34 years old, whatever, in my mid-30s thinking, why? Why am I thinking like this? Why am I going to push this on to my own kids? And how can I change this?
But very few people think the way that you're thinking right now. And it usually takes something so difficult that they're going through to wake them up.
Right. So, I mean, I was, I'm not grateful for losing someone in my life, but that is when my life changed because my relationship with you changed. I opened myself up to things. I started doing one-on-ones and sound healing and Reiki and just like all these things that there was always a stigma to me growing up that, okay, I was baptized Catholic.
Yeah, same.
I believed in X, Y, and Z, but my parents believed in this. But then my parents got divorced, and my dad kind of went a different way, and my mom went a different way. So now I was like split, like, but wait, you didn't teach me that as a child, so why are you doing this? And why are you doing this? And where do I fall?
They probably didn't even know what the hell they were doing.
Right. Absolutely.
They didn't.
Yeah, but when you're young, like this is what you do. You look up to your parents, and you think, okay, like if they're doing this, this must be right. And I was lost and I didn't really know anything about spirituality. I had like these cutthroat beliefs in religion because that's what was like our generation. That's what was like beaten to us. Like, this is what you have to believe and this is what happened. And I was the girl that was like reading through the Bible or whatever. And I was like, really? That's it?
Like when you go to church, you'd say like the Our Father and you wouldn't even know what it was saying because you just regurgitated it.
Yeah, or you would learn something and you would be like, okay, but what if this happened? Or what if this happened? And that's what changed the trajectory of a religion or spirituality. So there was always a stigma for me. And when I met you and started doing these things that really resonated with me, like sound healing and spirit days, meditation, mindfulness, journaling. I've always loved writing. And somewhere along the lines, I lost that.
Absolutely.
And when I started getting this work, you started, quote unquote, giving me this work to do, and I would write all this shit down. I would be like, wow, like I would start creating and I would start thinking and I would figure out problems and use tools. I would be like, this is why I was so happy when I was 12 doing this. Why did the 12-year-old me stop doing this?
So true.
Because I thought that I had to pick a career that made a lot of money. I went to college for a degree I never even used. You know what I mean?
Well,
I lost myself, or I thought that I was supposed to be.
You have?
Correct.
Right?
You think that you're supposed to be on this straight and narrow path. And actually that path is a fucking maze. Like those mazes from like the Labyrinth.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you were like, fuck, I don't want to get stuck in that. But you actually are already in it.
Yes. Well, we're in the Matrix right now.
Exactly.
We just have to realize we're in the Matrix and know, okay, this stuff is matrixy. I'm not going to be matrixy. I'm going to do this. And I don't have to put my shit on everyone and be like, you have to think like this.
Right.
Let people figure it out on their own.
Right. And you settle into these roles that you think you have to settle into. Yeah. Like I met Brian after being in a relationship for a really long time with a guy that I thought I was going to marry out of high school. I did not go to the college that I wanted to go to on a full boat because of this boy. And my parents were pissed.
As they should have been.
Pissed. But I was like, I'm in love. Like, this is a man I'm going to marry. And he was a great guy.
But if that didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
He was a little too overprotective for my liking. I kind of felt like I was like,
controlled
he was
more
of a father figure to me than I was a person, like a partner. And after being with him for 6 years, we broke up. And no sooner did I meet Brian that everything just kind of settled in and fell into place.
Yes.
And I met this person who supported me and loved me. And he was going through stuff. And it was just, I definitely think that like our paths crossed for a reason.
Absolutely.
We dated 4 months and he asked me if I would marry him. And everybody in my family was like, what? You just got out of a long relationship.
And you're supposed to date somebody for this long.
You're supposed to develop this, blah, 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 and do this. And I was actually like, I actually just did that for 6 years. And look where it fucking got me.
Absolutely.
So fuck everybody. I'm just going to go over here with like what I'm feeling.
Absolutely.
And I said yes.
Because you let the divine guide you. And that we haven't been doing that for so long.
I mean, you think about just letting go and trusting in the universe and God or whatever you believe in. And you think, and you say that to people and they're
all
like.
the time. They look at me like I have 10 heads. I'm like,
kind of glad she did because I kind of love Brian.
I love Brian.
Brian is a great.
The nicest guy.
I'm a very lucky girl. My girls are very lucky. He's a great guy.
Family.
He's super down to earth. He supports me in everything that I do. I mean, the last 2 years, I left the place that I worked at and went to another place. I've started doing things at the gym with you and Matt, and Jill and I run some seminars, and I've been doing these things. And, I dabble in some things,
You're
and then I kind of go off here.
You're a keto coach.
Yes, I've been keto coaching.
So I've been,
and
martial arts instructor. You were talking about,
hello.
She was talking about, why am I not doing these things when I was 12 years old? And you did martial arts when you were 12 years old. And I rekindled you back into martial arts.
It's so crazy that you just made that point because she's reverting back to all the things from her childhood that actually made her heart sick.
Yeah, the things that were shut out of my life very early on through adults in my life that I thought were supposed to guide me in the right direction. And I'm not laying down
fingers.
some smackdown or putting blame on people, but
leave that up to me.
Yeah. Well, but what I'm saying is that like at a young, like as adults, we mold these people. So I look at myself as a mom. And when I was in that dark place, I was like, fuck, I'm going to fuck my kids up so bad because I can't even get my own shit together.
Right.
So if I can't give them what they need, as a child, what are their life going to, and I would think about that in my head.
Yes.
I would struggle with that
Yes.
while I was laying on the couch every fucking day thinking that this is never going to work, until I started to do this work, till I started to journal and learn how to meditate and be mindful
And started taking care of your physical body too, because it's important.
Yes, because the weight was always a physical symptom. And I tell people
Yes.
this now when they come up to me and they go, "What is your secret? What do you do?" I read that if you take these ketones, and I'm
Suck
like,
it.
girl.
Do they really want to know?
Yeah.
I lost my father figure.
Yeah, and I mean,
this was a catalyst. That was a catalyst.
Everybody has a story. So I feel like, when people come to me and they ask me these questions, it's always very much about like the physical thing and the instant
Always.
gratification and girl, if I could have fucking changed my weight 10 years ago, I obviously would have, but there was something
ready.
that I wasn't ready for.
Yeah. And the weight was actually keeping you grounded in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people that have weight issues, a lot of the times the weight is what actually keeps them tethered to the physical 3-dimensional reality, because if it was up to them, they would just leave this dimension and do something totally different.
Yep,
right?
exactly. And then I thought, I'm a mom, so I'm not supposed to be working out and I'm not supposed to be taking the time to do X, Y, and Z. Wow. But when I started talking about, what I was doing and how I was changing, all these people started coming to me through these different, avenues saying, "Holy shit, I can't believe that's actually what you do to make yourself a better person, because I'm going through that too." So I feel like my client avatar, or my target, quote unquote audience is are moms, because I am a mom and I make it very, very known that I'm not your typical traditional mom. Like I say fuck all the time in front of my kids. Fine. And whatever.
Totes, me too.
I'm not the girl that has it all put together in the line. My mom bun, which is not on today because I took a shower today, which was really great.
I did too. That's great.
I mean, it's just not, you don't have to be this person that you think society should be, because I was that person and I was doing the things and it wasn't making me happy and I lost myself. Yes. And when I started taking care of myself, and I'm not talking about getting massages all the time or going on retreats or whatever. I'm talking about little things like what you read, what you put into your body with food, with the people you hang out with, where you displace your energy.
Absolutely.
Like I started reading all these things about how you look at yourself like a battery life. You're a battery life. Every morning you are blessed to wake up. I go to my gratitude. An attitude of gratitude changed my life completely. And that's something that you both preach about and that you taught me. And I'm trying to plant these seeds in people, my own kids' lives and people in my lives, because it's important to me and it's changed my life.
Right.
Because you should be grateful that you get to wake up every single day.
100%.
And the last thing you should be worried about is what you can't change from yesterday and what you can't change for tomorrow, because it's not even fucking here yet. So let's just focus on what's in front of us right now, because that will change your trajectory of your life.
What is your best advice to moms out there that are dealing with very similar issues than you did, in the last couple of years?
I think that you need to simplify your life, because I started to retract myself a little bit. And we talk about this a lot, you and I, and Jill too.
Write it out.
You have to ride things out.
That's our motto.
Okay, that's been my motto all month with Mercury in retrograde. But you have to simplify things, because I did have my kids in all the activities, and I thought that's what I had to do. I was working X amount of hours a week because I thought that's what I had to do. But I was actually taking away from my family because I was dispersing their time, unbeknownst to myself at the moment.
And burning your energy out.
And burning my energy out so that I didn't have that time and relationship for Brian and I when we were together alone. Or I didn't have anything. I would be a bitch to my kids at night because I was so tired for the day. So you really need to simplify your life. It's not this, it doesn't have to be this crazy
go
all day, every day. Because you get to choose every morning when you wake up where your energy goes, where it's flowing to, what you're going to be putting it into, who you're going to be putting it into.
Absolutely.
And once you take control of that and realize that you are actually the only person that can do that, you're the only person that can validate your feelings, feel what you want to feel, make your choices, set your boundaries, whatever you choose, what tools that you teach, whatever you choose to take out of your toolbox and use, you are the only fucking person that can do that.
100%.
No one's going to do it for you. Your husband's not going to do it for you. Your mom's not going to do it for you. And using those tools changed my life, because in the last 2 years, I've gone through more. And I do know that the old me would have broke. And I can honestly sit up here and say that, because when you deal with the death of somebody, or you deal with a relationship dissolving, or someone moving away, whatever it is in your life, when you have these tools that can really get you through phase in your life healthy, in a healthy way, it's going to change your life and only make you stronger to get through the other things that are coming in your life.
You learn
You'd be a
so well.
Badass gangsta.
She's like,
I
dude,
just love it.
It's like looking at my own self in the mirror.
That could be a scary thing.
I know
that could be a fucking
scary.
scary ass thing.
Tell people where they can find you.
I actually don't want anyone to find me because I'm just completely fucking honest. Leave me the fuck alone.
Come to my house with your binoculars.
I don't wear pants, so don't be. I mean, I'm just warning you now.
Well, then we'll get rid of that will tell people to find you. Now you have a bunch of horror shows.
It's reverse psychology.
Oh my God. You can find me on Facebook if you want. Kristen Tellier. You guys, most people
Instagram?
have myself. Yeah, I'm Kristen Tell on Instagram. I also have a keto one.
That's awesome.
So you can check out what I eat and stuff like
Kristen
that.
Keto?
She's the real
please
deal.
Don't find me. I'm fine by myself. Thank you.
Real deal.
I love it. Thank you so
Simplify.
much for being on here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been way
So
too
fun.
long. And thank you to each and every one of you to be crusaders, this Ambitchious movement. And like I always say, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.